Well, first of all, thank you for coming on the podcast. Um,
Absolutely. Thank
yeah, and thanks to fucking Ramirez for connecting us. You
you.
know,
That dirty booty.
Jason, he'll like that comment for sure. Um, so you want to tell people who you are and why or where you're enlisted in, your time in service, all that good stuff.
Um, I am currently active duty. Um, my name is Gunnery Sergeant Jason Lancaster. Um, I enlisted in the Marine Corps in September of 1999. Went to recruit training in July of 2000. Uh, Currently over 21 years, obviously. Math Marines. So
Yeah, over 21
uh,
years, you're basically ready on your way out.
I am on
Um,
my way.
on your way out. And you're stationed in 29 Palms right now, correct?
Yes,
Right.
I've been in Palm since 2011.
Damn, you've been in that desert for a while, man.
I love it here.
It's definitely it has something to it. As much as it sucks, it's something. I don't know
It
what it
has
is. It has what? Say again.
it has its perks,
Yeah, yeah, it
you know.
definitely does.
But yeah,
Biggest fucking training base in the Marine Corps, right?
biggest training base for every
Everything?
branch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that desert is never ending back there. The training grounds,
Oh,
you could fucking go on forever.
and
Um,
we got even more going into Johnson Valley and all that stuff. But
Jeez,
yeah,
huge. So where are you originally from, man? Where is your hometown?
hometown is Santa Clarita, California.
Okay. Eh,
So went through.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just went through Los Angeles MEPS and all that weird stuff.
Yeah. So what would you say? Kind of brought your interest into the military or the Marine Corps in general?
All right, so no shit, there I was.
In the middle of
I
the
love
street,
right.
no
All right,
pants.
so
No, I'm just kidding.
um, had to do a family crest project, right?
Hmm.
So you're this is back in the early '90s.
Sure.
You probably yeah, whatever. Um, and I'm like trying to figure out like what I'm going to do for this crest and what my family looks like and all this weird stuff. And I come across a couple pictures of my grandfather,
Hmm.
uh, who was a Marine
Oh,
in
sick.
Korea. So I'm like, oh, dude, what does this emblem mean? And this is kind of before the internet, so
Sure.
I hit the encyclopedias up,
Yeah.
and I see this thing, and I'm like, whoa, dude, this is badass. So I start fucking reading into it. I'm like, oh shit. And of course, Gramps never talked about his shit, and I'm like, yo, this is kind of good way to get out and do something.
Right.
So went to talk to the recruiter man, and he's like, dude, you're 15, dude. You no.
No.
I'm like, Roger. So gave it a couple years, and finally passed the ASVAB, and here we are.
Damn. So you knew you wanted to get in from like 15. You were already passionate about trying to go after the same steps as kind of your grandfather.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And it's funny because like uh, when I enlisted, I was 17, so I had to get parental consent and all that stuff. And recruiter man shows up to the crib, and
Yeah.
mom and dad are like, all right, tight, yeah. My mom was all for it. My dad was like, eh. Um, Old man says, what are you gonna do? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a grunt.
Yeah.
He said, fuck you are. Oh shit. So I grab the recruiter man. We
Yeah.
walk outside. Have some. Um, what else can I do? He's like, I don't know, dude. I'm a fucking cook.
Yeah.
Okay. What's like the closest thing I can do to being infantry?
Right.
He's, uh, as far as I know, Motor T takes infantry to the fight. Sign me up. So go back in, hey pops, I'm gonna be motor T,
Yeah.
which worked out because he was driving trucks for the fire department, so
Oh, okay. So he had something he could relate to.
we tied it right in.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yep. Oh,
That's a very usually, at least from the stories that I've heard, usually it's the mom who's like, no, 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 don't fucking join the Marine Corps, you know?
right.
Yeah. So you went right after high school, or did you immediately go to boot camp, or was there like a somewhat of a delay?
Graduated in June and went to boot camp in July.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So
Yeah.
I was in the depth for a little less than a year,
Yeah, a little less than a year.
and then gone.
Immediately. Fuck.
Yeah.
Young as fuck. Um,
Yeah.
how would you say the process has changed from when you joined back then to kind of at least to your recruiting time in the Marine Corps?
Um,
I heard it
difficult
was
question.
easier. I heard it was a little easier back then. To get in, not the Marine Corps in general, just to get in, to enlist. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For felons, all sorts of
Really?
weird
No
stuff.
shit. They were just
Oh,
taking
yeah.
anybody? Wow.
And then obviously once the war kicked off, it got even worse.
Right.
I got friends with tattoos on their faces and their hands and stuff like that, and obviously we couldn't do that these days. But
Fuck no.
no,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense, especially because I mean, you hear all these stories that the Marine Corps used to be way more. I don't want to say aggressive, but maybe that's the hardcore. Yeah, we'll say hardcore. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always a, it's always a, what is it? Back in my day, iron sights, um, and I think that I guess different Don't get me wrong, I get it. I fucking shooting iron sights. Goddamn, you know. The ACOG is nice for sure, but it's definitely the more hardcore individuals back then. I'm sure basic has changed excessively, especially now with the whole pandemic going on, where they have to do like a quarantine. I think, right, 2-week quarantine or something like that.
yeah.
Man. So you go through you get your MOS, you get your dad's approval, you fucking go in at basically 17, turning 18. I'm guessing around boot camp or a little after.
Right before.
Right before. Oh shit.
Yep.
And how was your initial experience in Marine Corps boot camp? Like, what were your first thoughts? Obviously, you fucking ride in the bus, head down.
Right. It was definitely different. Everything the recruiters talked about, all that stuff, like you get in there and these dudes just jump on the bus and start screaming. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Get off the bus, take all your shit out of your fucking pockets. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And, you go through like the first couple days.
Yeah.
And you're like, this isn't bad.
Mm.
Fuck this. I got this.
Yeah.
And then you actually get to go to your barracks.
Yeah, to your actual squad bay, with your
and
actual
you
instructors, right?
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know.
Oh, you went blind? You said? Did you go in blind? You didn't look up anything? You didn't know much about it?
No, we didn't have internet back then. We couldn't.
Fucking true.
Yes, because I'm old. Fucking.
That's a fucking rough intro.
Yeah. So, you're doing like your initial thing, and you're just like, oh, bit, oh my God, weak. Yeah. And then you get, marched to another, and then Black Friday. Holy shit. Stand by.
Yeah, so you want to tell people what Black Friday is in boot camp and kind of get into that a little?
So, like, Black Friday is where you get to meet your drill instructors.
Yeah.
And then you get to go through every piece of gear that you're issued.
Oh, true.
One by one. and you get taught how to make a rack, how to tie your shoes, how to do everything.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
Yeah, they start off real strict. We'll say that.
Yeah,
They start off real strict. I think they want to make a very strong impression that they're not there to fuck around, until later on, like around phase 3 or phase like 2.5 of boot camp.
they start lightening up and,
Yeah.
one thing. Yep.
Yeah, because I think they see the character of the individuals and they're like, all right, these guys are kind of getting it to the point where we don't have to fucking be on that ass 24/7.
100%.
Yeah, which is nice. Like I was talking about this with some other guy. They do a good job at making you earn every step of the way through that whole process. You come in there looking like a clown with fucking go fasters on and just bottoms and a green shirt, and you slowly start becoming this refined image of their version.
Building block.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how we train Marines.
Yeah, they do a good job, man. It's a good job for sure, and it's more of a mental thing, I think, for me. I think it was more of a mental challenge initially.
It for everybody.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And if you say it wasn't, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be forever, right? But they're gonna keep fucking with you, and they're gonna try to get you to snap. That way, they can just fucking get you good. But but if you go in there understanding that this is gonna suck already, it's a little less difficult, I think, to endure.
Yeah.
But it still sucks. I personally found MCT, Marine Combat Training, to be a little more difficult physically than. Yeah, definitely.
All the gear, like you're like talking about, combat operations.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that shit was intense.
They want to make sure you don't die.
Yeah. Well, you gotta be able to keep up too. I mean, that should, especially with all those hikes and being out there and then doing those patrols at night and trying to attack the defending team and then attack those moving convoys around the mountains up there, or the hills, like people like to call them. But yeah, I think they do a good job of that. I feel like it does lose a little bit of its, like when you go into the fleet, if you're not in a combat unit or like a Victor unit or some sort of unit that's actively deploying, I think they kind of lose that edge, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah.
See it around the fleet.
Yeah. What do you think would happen though if something actually kicked off and we would have to depend on people like that? You think they'd kick up the training in those super like non-active units? If shit were to kick off, they would need something like that,
right? And like honestly, like back in the day when I was a kid,
sure,
they had CACs and all that weird shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
What they would like. They didn't really do anything for us. Like, all right, you have your training, you're good. You're crossing the border. Good luck.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Well, you also joined prior to 2001. 9/11. You also joined before all that, and you were in during that whole thing, right?
I was in 2009.
No shit.
When happened.
So let's get into that and tell people when you guys heard about it, right? That day, what the fuck was word from command? Like, what was going on? What did they have you guys set up for, I guess?
So we're sitting in the pause. I was with an artillery unit at the time, and no cell phones, nothing weird like that.
Right.
We got it over green gear.
Jeez.
And then it was all the guns, and it was like, holy shit, pack up right fucking now. Okay, Roger. Pack everything up, hook the guns up, jungle rolled the canvases, and we went condition 1.
Wow.
Rifles out, all the way back to Pendleton.
No shit. To Pendleton? From 29 to Pendleton?
Yes, because we were out of Pendleton.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So,
wow. So you guys had to convoy back to fucking to Pendleton. Jeez. And so you guys basically condition 1 the whole time because they said it's a possible attack, like a continuous one?
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah.
They're through intel. All right, Roger, let's go. swear to God, I've never seen so many titties in my life. You got in cars swinging under the guns, just to say hi and do all this.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Do you think people used to be more patriotic than they are now?
Well, yeah, 100%.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were in the military. Well, you say obviously, but you were in the military, right? So you kind of see it a little bit more than other people.
Before all that,
Yeah.
it was, whatever.
Huh.
After that, holy shit!
Really?
You couldn't buy yourself a beer.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was insane.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's kind of what do you think that kind of fucks with people? I mean, because nobody wants to say that they enjoy it or that they want people to buy them beers, but it's a nice gesture, isn't it? Like it's a real nice fucking gesture, isn't it? When somebody does that for you.
It is, and I will always thank you and do all that stuff, but like that, it's not why I do it.
Right. Well, right. True. That's what I'm saying. It's just that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, it's nice, and it's kind of like when somebody thanks you for your service. It's always a little like, thank you, or like now I'm saying thanks for the support or whatever.
That's it.
That's it.
I do.
That's the 100%. Word. Yeah. That's the phrase that'll get that weird moment out. I think.
Yep.
Thanks for the support, and then that's it. But
you have a weird moment too.
What's up?
I think you have a weird moment too when that happens.
Fuck yeah, it's strange.
Dude, it's weird.
It's definitely a little bit strange. It's because I don't know. Like on Veterans Day, one of my coworkers, he's like, hey man, let me buy you lunch, and I was like, oh, you don't have to do that, dude. Like it's cool. He's like, no, fuck that. He's like, let me buy you some lunch, and I was like, all right. And that was the first time that something to that extent happened to me. It happened to me when I was in my blues in Vegas during the ball. Like, you know what I mean? I went to the bar to go buy a drink because the fucking line in our ball was packed. Fucking packed. So I was like, I'm going to go get a drink out there right around the corner. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then some dude's like, yo, man, let me pay for you guys' drinks. And I was like, I already paid, dude. It's cool. Like, don't worry about it. And then he's like, hey, he called over the bartender. He's like, cancel that. And then, yeah. He was like, cancel that and let me pay. And I was like, dude, thanks. He's like, no. Thank you guys. I was like, cheers. And then we just walked off. But it was really fucking cool. It's definitely appreciated. More than I think people kind of think.
No, 100%.
Yeah. But, so you guys get back to Pendleton. And what's the word just after, the 9/11 attacks?
It's saddle up, boys.
Just fucking get ready. This shit's going down.
Yeah. And we were actually getting ready to go out on a Mew prior to that anyway. So we come back, service everything, and then turn it right back around to get on the boat.
What unit were you with when that was happening?
111.
111? Okay.
Yes.
And so you guys turned it all around, got it on the boat. So you guys got activated immediately?
Well, we were already
scheduled for the Mew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. You guys just went straight over there, or what?
No. We floated and did our thing, and
sure.
A couple different places, and did some stuff, and.
How are Mews? I've heard it from a few people that they're. I don't know if they were more now or they were more then, but I've heard they're fucking good places to party.
I've never been to a bunch of different countries and party.
Oh yeah. Sure. But so when you went in, right? Did you go with the mentality of potentially going overseas?
Initially?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, really? You were like, no, I'm not going. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. No. Wow. Zero fucking had no idea. I'm like, this sounds like something to do. Tight. Initially, I wanted to be a police officer.
Sure.
So I know I needed some time.
Experience.
You couldn't go through the process and everything until you're like 20 and a half years old or some shit.
Right.
So did that and
Figured it out on the way.
I guess.
Yeah. Taking it
And
one year at a time.
right.
Yeah.
And I was actually on my way back from my second deployment, coming up on 4 years, and time to figure it out.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and reenlist because this is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gets a little sketchy when the end of your first enlistment comes in, because you're like, all right, I gotta fucking either decide I'm gonna stay in or I'm gonna jump right out and fucking fingers crossed. Unless you go in with the mentality of already going out, you don't necessarily have a plan.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you can start setting up if you're not in a super busy unit, like about a year out, but a lot of people don't have that luxury. Like, I mean,
No.
if you're in an active unit like fucking 2-7, I got back and I had 6 months left.
Right? Like,
and they were already
shit.
training, doing turnover, doing training, and then back to fucking pre-deployment training.
100%.
It's crazy. But I mean, it's necessary if they want to perform overseas. It's definitely necessary. But it's definitely a fucking grind. Where was your second deployment before you re-enlisted?
I did another MEU, and we landed in Iraq.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
And how was that? How was your experience there?
We had a little slice of heaven.
Yeah.
And so I was still with artillery,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't take the cannons off the boat.
Oh, gotcha.
They turned us into a provisional rifle company.
And what year was this when you were over there?
2003.
Okay.
And they say, hey, boot ass Sergeant Lancaster, guess what? You're a squad leader now. What? Of weapons company.
Oh, shit. Yep, they'll
Like,
do that.
Are you serious, bro? I'm a truck driver. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Here's your Marines. This is where I need you to go. This is what I need you to do.
Oof. You start feeling the pressure?
Holy cow, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. Everyone came home.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, that's definitely the most important part. You guys are over there. You never know what the fuck's gonna happen. Again, I was kind of in your situation. I wasn't sure if anything was gonna go down because I was like, oh, that the whole Iraq and Afghanistan pretty much thing died out, and I was like, maybe there's a chance, but I really doubt it. And I ended up actually being in a very non-active unit when I first joined for like 6 months. It was called VMU3, which is like a fucking UAV fucking unit. Reconnaissance is what they called it. And then I got fucking they disbanded. They went to Hawaii and they sent my ass to do 7, and then boom, baby, Marine Corps. And then it was work up. We're deploying. What's up?
I know what building they used to work out of. Oh man, I've been on this way too long.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. Since 2011, man. That's a good amount of time. You probably know fucking main site in and out. But so you re-enlist. Do you already go with the plan of making it a career at that point? You're like, I'm gonna fucking do the 20. No.
Just like let's just go by enlistments.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Having fun. Let's deploy. Let's make some money.
Yeah, deployment money. That's always really nice. Yeah, deploying constantly is it's fucking great when it comes to the tax-free money, and especially if you're in a hazard or combat location. Woo!
No doubt.
That is nice. You don't have anything to spend it on besides, protein or whatever the fuck, energy drinks, cigarettes. You can save most of it, which is really nice. How would you say your experience was for the first time when you first came from being overseas, coming back to the stateside?
It honestly wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The second time wasn't bad. The third time wasn't bad. The fourth time was bad because we lost a lot of dudes.
And what area did you go to your fourth time?
Iraq.
Oh, Iraq again. Okay.
Yeah.
And what year? What time frame was that?
This was 2006. 6 to 7.
And is that your second enlistment, or what enlistment was that on? Probably your second, right? Going into your third? Yeah, your second.
Yes.
Yeah, second
Yep.
enlistment.
Yep.
Damn. So you got that many deployments in 2 enlistments?
Yes.
Holy shit. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of work. Could you say that your body started taking a toll after a few?
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a combat zone and you have to wear a full combat load and, be out there all the time. I'm sure.
Body and mind. Yeah.
Body and mind, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely takes a toll. You don't think about it too much, I think, when you're in.
No, you can't think about it, especially like while you're there.
Yeah.
And then, you don't have time to reflect.
No.
Because you're just going in,
When you get out, you have plenty of time to reflect.
Oh, you're scaring me.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. No. It's because it's weird, man. You look back at it and you're like, dude, I can't believe I did that shit. Like, that's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Or you're like, man, it was. I miss my brothers, or it was like the culture. It's a very different culture, being in the Marine Corps, and then
100%.
getting out here. It's society out here is very different, to say the least. But you said the fourth time you went out there during your second enlistment is when it got bad. Who were you deployed with, and what area of Iraq were you in?
I was with MWSS 373.
Okay.
We were out of TQ. We were running a IRT team, which is a incident response team. We basically had like a slice of the pie of TQ, or in that area of the Al Anbar province. If anyone found an IED or hit an IED or anything weird like that, like we would go out. We were basically the security for the EOD team.
Right.
They were those guys had prices on their heads.
No shit, really.
Oh yeah.
I can see that, man. I can see why. IEDs are fucking effective.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if you have guys that can look at them, look at the blast radius, and determine what it was, how big what it set off, yeah, bad guys are going to want to kill him.
For sure. Or like a radio man or a machine gunner during Vietnam.
Exactly. So we were the security escort, I guess.
And how was providing security for those guys out there? Was it always keeping your fucking head on a swivel, just
100%.
100%. Is that when we owned all of TQ? You know how we were talking about how instead of it being just a little lot, that's when we had all of it. Gotcha.
All of it.
Gotcha.
So, and those were the only dudes that were rolling around in MRAPs at that time.
Oh, no shit.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is old school. So, all the bad guys, they're not dumb. They know.
Right.
So, you get a convoy of 6 Vics, all just Humvee gun trucks, and then an MRAP. Someone's important in there. So, yeah, head on a swivel, absolutely.
And what sucks about Humvees is that they are flat bottoms, and they don't have any armor in the bottom.
Well, they do now.
Yeah.
Not then. Well,
I don't kind of right. I mean, they slapped them with armor, but it's still not triangle fucking
V-shaped hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Humvees are used primarily for training right now, right?
Yes.
Not really for mission. That's more of MRAP and MATV sort of deal, which is great. But I can't imagine being in a Humvee out there escorting EOD to go find a fucking IED. In a Humvee. That
Right?
knowing
Yeah,
what I know now, fuck that.
and that's why I shake a little bit and sweat when I get in a Humvee.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't imagine that. That'd be terrifying, to be honest. And you can say, like, anybody that's been there can say otherwise, but I'm sure you guys didn't necessarily have too much time to think about it. Just focus and fucking don't get shot at. And if you do, call your shots.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Did you guys ever run into some issues while you were out there? Like you said, you guys lost a lot of Marines out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the initial impact on morale when that first when you guys first started taking some losses?
Next question.
Next question. Got it.
All right.
Let's see. So your EOD experience, you know, I mean not EOD, security for EOD. You guys are getting through your deployment. It's a rough one, obviously. Um, when you guys get back home from this deployment, do you think they do a good job at allowing you to kind of decompress and get all this sort of thing out? I know we do stupid surveys, right? Like
Right.
we do little, what are they called? Do you remember the name?
The
Post it's something after you
post
deploy.
health assessments.
There you go. That's what it is.
Yep.
um, you do something like that, which asks you a bunch of questions like, do you feel like hurting yourself? Do you feel like hurting? And nobody's gonna
Right.
say yes, dude.
No.
Nobody's gonna say yes for what? So that you can just get sectored off somewhere and having to
So I
have a
next
suicide.
deployment.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, exactly. So you missed the next
Right.
deployment.
Yep.
How many people? I've done this myself. Don't go to the doctor just because they want to like deploy. That's like
Right.
I've done it. Plenty of people do it. It's not the best decision, but the 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 Marine Corps has this very warrior ethos where it's like if you don't fucking deploy, come on. Like if you have an opportunity to deploy, get your ass over there. You know.
Right.
Um, and did you guys start seeing any difficulties with mental health after that deployment?
No,
No.
like it,
Nobody really talked about it.
no, like it wasn't a thing. We would celebrate um,
Sure.
on the day, and you know
Move on.
that's your live do and whatever.
Yeah.
But um, fuck, I didn't see a doctor until about a year ago,
Mm-hmm. About
and
a year
you
ago.
know,
Damn.
yeah,
And this happened 2006 ish. Yeah.
yes, and I'm going through it now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's it's amazing.
Yeah. Would you say it's been helping?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I I advocate for this now. All the older folks that are in the battalion now, like I'm like, dude, yeah, dude, you need to do this. This is badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, I don't know.
Would you say it helps kind of relieve any sort of like issues that you're dealing with when you talk to a doctor? It helps you kind of
100%.
yeah, 100%. A lot of people are intimidated by going to talk to a stranger.
Yeah, I was too for like 10 fucking years.
Yeah. What made you
um,
finally pull the trigger and go talk to them? Yeah.
Next question.
Got it. Um, so you're seeing the
Whatever it
doctor.
was,
Sorry.
whatever it was though, I am thankful and happy, and yeah, all right.
Well, look, man, it's good that you went to go see a doctor because more people need to, whether it be a therapist or anybody, because a lot of people, like yourself, don't want to do it. Right? People are like, "Fuck." It's not even intimidated. It's just uncomfortable. It's like, why am I gonna tell some random dude all these traumas or experiences that I've dealt with? Right?
Yep.
And he has nothing to relate on. You know. but he knows what parts of your brain are causing you to feel this way, and he could kind of guide you in sort of a right direction instead of kind of understanding. That's the thing. Nobody's gonna understand everybody's
until they
experience.
right.
Nobody's gonna understand it. Nobody, because everybody sees, like everybody sees everything different. Somebody sees you different than the next Marine, or somebody's like,
100%.
oh, this gunny's fucking cool, or somebody's like, oh, this gunny's a dick. You know, it's all different perspectives, and that's what I think is difficult for a lot of guys to talk to somebody who can't necessarily relate, but that's literally what they're there for, is so they can
Right.
help you fucking get out of that sort of mindset and deal with those traumas. But good for you, man, for going to talk to somebody. I think it's important, and I'm glad that you're definitely recommending it, because a lot of people don't. Again, it's this weird fucking macho fucking Marine Corps. I'm like, I ain't no bitch, you know, sort of deal. Um, it's not healthy, and I understand Marines are Marines, but when you get out, you're not gonna have your Marines right there with you, and you gotta be able to, you know, take care of yourself, and you're gonna start fucking, you know, thinking back about, you know, these times, and that's when it's better that you're dealing with it now while you're in and have Marines and everything around you in that sort of environment than when you're out alone. Not really alone necessarily, but in like the civilian world where it's like
No Marines.
no
So I'm alone.
Marines. You know,
Yeah.
it's difficult. It's difficult for
No.
sure.
Yeah.
But those are some great steps to go to, you know, forward on, because it's definitely, it takes a lot to be able to go and see somebody for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I just had to start opening up to my gunny, like we were saying before we started here. Gunny Rap, great guy.
My
But
dude.
yeah, but it's definitely hard to reach out, and I get it. It's difficult. For younger Marines who are still in right now, man, what do you recommend? What do you recommend them to kind of take the experiences of the Marine Corps, who are potentially trying to make it a career like you? Like just keep pushing, or what are some things that you kind of told yourself? Because I'm sure you felt like you wanted to get out a few times.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, like the biggest thing is usually the junior Marines, like their first unit, they
Sure.
base that as the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Like that's not the Marine Corps, man. Like when you reenlist, you get a reenlistment incentive. What do you want to do?
Right.
You can you can go to fucking jump school, or you can pick your fucking duty station. Like you can do those things, and they don't understand that.
But do you think that also depends on the career planners? Because sometimes, like I've heard situations where um, one of my NCOs or seniors, he was trying to enlist, and he was having terrible luck with the career planner. The career planner was like kind of dodging him. He was, you know, not necessarily doing his job as he fucking should be.
At the battalion level, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So go higher. Go higher.
Can you just go to another career planner outside of yours? You can, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Do you think a lot of
So
people are aware of these sort of things?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
If your career jammer ain't doing his fucking job,
yeah.
then go to the regiment. Go higher.
What if they're only offering you certain things, and do you have the option to potentially get a second opinion, or no? Like if he's offering you some things, can you go to another career planner and get his opinion as well?
This isn't a car dealership. They don't get to offer you shit. You tell them what the fuck you want, and you get it in.
Yeah, yeah. See, you're a gunny. It sounds easy coming out of your mouth. You're like, oh yeah, fucking hook me up.
No,
But
but the junior Marines have to understand that they have staff NCOs
yeah.
that they need to fucking rely on. And if they're garbage, then
That's what I was gonna say. It's you can have some who are great, you know, great staff NCOs, but you can, again, that's why when you're saying this first unit isn't the Marine Corps, but I don't think there is like a specific this is the Marine Corps. I think the Marine Corps is very different in so many different sort of aspects and units, and it changes so much between units, like going
it's
from
so
so fast.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, so if you guys didn't know that, you can go to another career planner and get a second opinion, or you can tell them where you want to go. Apparently, I didn't know this, but I kind of wanted to move on and do other things. I did what I wanted to do in the Marine Corps. It was a great experience, great fucking people. As much as it sucks sometimes, they're hardships that I went through with my boys and made some fucking awesome connections. Um, but yeah, so pick wherever you want. I guess you could do that. Um, do you think they should just try to potentially try it out again for another 4 years and see if they get in a unit that they might like, you know?
I would suggest that. Like, so when you enlist initially,
Yeah.
you're in a contract for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do those 8 years? And if you don't like it after that, hey, Roger, you know.
I'm out. Yeah.
So another thing is if you do those 8 years, when you go to apply for jobs and stuff like that, and they're talking about um, veterans points and stuff like that,
Sure.
those 8 years mean more than the 4 years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, especially just being in longer, and it also depends on like what you're doing. If you're doing like tuition assistance and getting even more college points or stuff like
100%.
just adding more to your value. I think a lot of people do get this impression that being in the Marine Corps or being in the military in general, excuse me, opens all kinds of doors. I think it opens some doors. I think it does help in some scenarios. Don't get this false idea that everybody's just gonna fucking roll the red carpet for you. I think that's a thing that a lot of people deal with, because they expect that patriotism that we were talking about earlier, and it's not.
It's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore. It really isn't. People are just like, oh, cool. Or some people might appreciate it, but it's not what I think you see in the movies or what people had shortly after, like 2001, where people, America was together under this specific cause.
Right.
It's almost like this ever long lasting war that's just kind of going, but not advertised as much. It's like a blanketed war, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion, that it's like we have done some good over there, but man, it doesn't have the support of anybody. Like, besides you and your boys. I mean, whoever is out there is basically who cares about it, because your friends are out there and there's shit going down. Yep. But people back here, I don't think anybody ever really thinks about it as much.
Not anymore.
Yeah. It's been going on for so long. That's why I think it's easy to get comfortable when something like that is happening. They just don't think about it. They're like, so and so many people from the army died from an IED or whatever. A lot of people, families really fucking care. Obviously, military families and shit like that. That's Absolutely. When you really see that support from other military families. It's such a, again, being in the military causes this strange connection between people that it's hard to understand once you get out, but it's a weird webbing. So you're basically on your way out. What experiences out of your whole Marine Corps career would you say that stood out to you the most, whether they be good or bad?
Exactly what you're saying, like what you were talking about, like going to combat.
Yeah.
Like that connection.
Yeah.
With folks, like it's just like you're never gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Like I got a dude that before I deployed on my last deployment, randomly ran into him because that's we randomly run into people. Yeah. Hugs, kisses. Like I lived with this dude for a couple months, and years back, but retired today and couldn't be there, but like looking at the pictures, like all these dudes that we went to fucking combat with are there, and just the text message strings, and it's just insane, dude.
Do you think it's gonna get a little bit harder to keep in touch with all of them after you get out?
Probably, because I'm a hermit.
How much longer you got on your time?
Um, technically 452 days.
452 days. Okay.
I got the email this morning.
Oh shit. I'm guessing
But
are you taking some terminal leave?
oh,
Woo.
I'm taking everything.
Yeah. How does this process go when you're retiring from the military? Is it a lot more in debt? Like, do you have to go get more signatures? Is there a deeper process than it would be? You think?
Like when you were checking out from 2-7, like it's the same thing.
Sure.
Final physical, all that stuff.
Mm.
VA, it's all the same.
Yeah.
But your TRS or your transitional readiness seminar
Right.
is a bit different because they have to talk about benefits and everything that you rate, blah 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 blah.
Sure.
Which mine's set up for April.
Nice. Good shit. Yeah.
It's a lot, but there's a lot more, bennies, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You like TAD for house hunting and job hunting and stuff like that.
That's good. So they're doing a good job at taking care of you on your way out, right?
For retirees, yes.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, like it's like, all right, cool. Like, you did what you need to do. All right, bye.
Bye. Peace. Good luck.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that could be a little bit better?
100%.
Yeah. What do you think could change from the exiting system that we have now? Like just a little idea, a thought maybe.
Like if you could take the retiree TRS system,
yeah,
and kind of put that with the just getting out system.
Yeah.
Because the Marines are supposed to come and give us a plan and all this weird stuff, and like I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I've been in this thing fucking 20 plus years, dude. I don't know how to get out. And you're telling me how to give your plan? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So if we had someone, or something like that, like
where somebody asks what your plan is, what your setup is when you get out. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when they tell me, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Do they ask you like, what are you gonna do when you get out?
Right.
And you're like,
I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get out.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Is that something that concerns you in the back of your head?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And I talk to my doctor about it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something, especially being in as long as you have been.
Right.
Especially. And this has been all you've known for what, since you were 18?
Right. I've been a Marine longer than I've been alive. Yeah. So what else am I going to do?
I don't know, man. That's right. Yeah, I'm trying to ask myself that question in the position that you are in. And that's a hard question, dude, because fuck. If I thought, and I'm not trying to like scare you or anything like this, right? This is just what I'm thinking. It's like, if I thought I missed out on a few crucial years of like developing in society with just 4 years in the Marine Corps, man, like you're over 20 years. Like,
yeah.
You're about to go back into society that you haven't been a part of for this long, right? Like, that would be that would be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable is a nice word.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to use. A nice word.
I'm fucking scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've done some stuff.
Yeah.
You've seen the salad. I've done some stuff.
Yeah, I've seen the salad.
This is what's.
Yeah, man. Well, it's definitely not going to be something that's just a walk in the park. You're definitely going to have to make sure you constantly kind of check yourself mentally. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh,
yo, this was a part of it, and this is a big part of your life, but you gotta remember that that's what it was. It was just a fucking, like Briseño said, it's just a chapter. It's just a
yep.
chapter in the book, and you gotta make sure that that's what it is, And it's as hard as it may be after being in for that long. When you get out, you gotta make sure that you it doesn't work out here. That
You
like
put
what
that
we are
chapter.
in there does not work out here, and that's where. Do you know how before you graduate boot camp they let you kind of say I because they don't want you fucking talking like in third person like an asshole when you
No.
well they do this thing in boot camp towards the end of it where it's like fucking say stop saying this recruit like towards like the last 2 weeks because they want you to talk normal when you talk to your parents on family day. They don't want you to be like, well, this recruit misses you guys, like. um, but I think if you try to prepare yourself in that sort of manner, obviously different because it's a whole different thing. But if you can try to get used to not being watering out the Marine, like just water it down a little bit, like just because it's definitely gonna be a big change, and I think as long as you keep yourself busy and you know, like I said, mentally check yourself. I think you'll do all right, especially having those benefits and um, getting the time. I'm guessing as a gunny, you're working a fuck ton, but you're also potentially trying to get ready to get out.
Man, getting calls and getting text messages right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I can't describe the feeling that I felt when I was about to get out, but I thought it was an awesome feeling when you're about to get out. You're on that high. Again, I thought I had plans, like I said, and obviously you said you're still kind of confused in what you want to do. I thought I had a plan, so I was a little bit more comfortable. Those plans, unfortunately, fell through for me, um, which whatever shit happens, I'm good now. But um,
Yeah.
I thought I was solid. I was living the fucking. I'm getting out. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm chilling. I'm not. I'm still working, but I'm not gonna break my back anymore with this last 6 months. Like I'm gonna
Seriously.
try to. I'm gonna try
Probably
to
saw you slumming in the motor pool.
say again.
I probably saw you slumming in the motor pool.
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you probably saw me. And we had no idea. I was like, that's a higher up. I'm just gonna turn around that way.
This guy yelling. Oh, God.
But so are you taking majority of this time to take care of yourself and try to get ready to transition?
Um, first and foremost, like I have to train Marines.
That's what's important. Yeah.
Like that's my goal. That's why I go to work every day.
Right.
Uh, other than that, yes.
Kind of, right?
Yes.
Is it hard to pull back?
It is so hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at what's happening and I'm like,
I want no
but
no. We should do it. I'm about to get out. It's gonna change regardless.
and that's what I tell everyone.
Yeah. Do they
And
already have your replacement there shadowing or anything like that?
no,
No. Hmm.
no.
Do they have anybody lined up for that position yet?
No. I'm grooming a sergeant right now,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
but
Well, a well trained sergeant is fucking effective.
should be fucking lethal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should be lethal.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be all
But
right.
yeah, we'll
But
see.
I can't imagine getting having to just kind of fucking give your baby up, man. I'm sure that's gonna be a difficult thing.
Right.
All this work you've been doing, all this experience, and it's all paying off, obviously, because that's what you're doing right now. You're in a leadership role. Do you think there could be things done a little bit differently when it comes to some sort of toxic leadership? What is something that you guys see up there when it comes to, and you don't have to say any names, just like what do you think are some of the biggest problems?
I honestly, and I hear this at every command climate.
Sure.
It is fucking information, communication.
That's huge.
You know, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
If you tell the Devil Dogs what they need to do, when they need to do it, why they need to do it, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, because they don't like playing fuck games anymore, you know?
No, no one likes doing that
Nobody
shit.
likes it. So if you're trying to just fuck with them, it's like, come on, man.
You're wasting their fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
hate that shit.
you know
I
what was a bad one is that it's like we're not necessarily super busy throughout the whole day, but then at the end of the day, for some reason, we're fucking slammed and we have to wait till who knows how late.
always.
Always. But that's, again, the lack of communication. Or they're like, hey, we have a mission going out tomorrow morning, so we got to quality check these vehicles that are going out. It's a convoy of 12. And it's like, oh, it's already fucking 1700 and we got to do that right now. Got it. Yeah,
Right.
just got word from command. Got it.
And when did that request come in? Like fucking 1300.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. Imagine that shit. They knew for a while. I remember telling this lieutenant when we were in Yuma doing some training, because I was in charge of the service side when we were down there, and they told us like at 8 or 9 p.m. that there's a run going out tomorrow morning that we need some vehicles checked. And I was like, when would we find out about this, sir? He's like, like 1400. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, sir, can you try to communicate that with me? That way I can have this set up and ready. That way,
right.
Next morning nobody has to wake up fucking shit early to try to check these vehicles.
Especially being at P51, right? You're at 51.
What was the proving grounds? The Yuma proving grounds? Yeah, right there. Fucking pissed on us like at fucking 4 in the morning. It was great.
And that's baby. Really, dude, communication is the thing.
Yeah, communication is something that I don't know if it's I don't think it's on purpose. I don't know. Hey, let me ask you, you're in a leadership position. Do you guys like to keep Marines angry on purpose? Do you think it's effective?
No.
It's not, right? It causes what's the fucking word? I guess insubordination, if you want to call it.
Good word.
It causes shitbaggery, dude. It causes shit.
That's a better word.
It does. It does, because it causes somebody to not give a fuck. And if you got somebody not giving a fuck, then they know they're going to get out, you know? They just got to meet these slight requirements to stay on top.
And that's poison in a platoon.
Yeah. Yeah, because that shit spreads, right? And don't get me wrong, I've seen it. I've probably participated in that sort of shitbaggery, you know? Especially being like a lance or a corporal that's about to get out. But it's definitely something that can definitely, you know, contaminate the rest of the Marines, because what's shitty about it is it's up to those NCOs and those sergeants to train the next batch, and that's literally just going to be a cycle, because staff NCO are there, right? But they're not around them. They're not around the junior Marines as much as an NCO or you know, those guys are their biggest face of leadership, basically, because staff NCOs are there, sure, but they're not you know, like we're saying, they're not around them as much. You're basically getting word from the sergeants throughout the day until the end of the day or the beginning of the day where staff NCOs brief. So I think that's where it can get kind of shitty, because if you got a few people not giving a fuck already, then it's going to be hard to reel them back, especially if you're playing those games that we were talking about earlier.
100%. Like, what's the point? There's no fucking point.
Yeah. Yeah, if you try to take care of those guys, they'll break their back for you, man. They'll definitely fucking take care of you. That's the coolest part about Marines, about having guys underneath you.
You get me all fired up.
Sorry,
Stop.
dude. Sorry. But so what are some things that you're gonna try to focus before you get out?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
And
like, I'm really like taking it day by day, and
just know it's okay to pull back, man. It's okay to pull back and try to fucking start thinking about it. You know,
Thank you.
It's never too early, and I understand you're a gunny, and I understand leading Marines is fucking awesome, and it's no feeling like it. You know, having Marines to train and see the end product, you're like, fuck yeah, look, that's what that guy's killing it, and he was working with me. It's fucking awesome. But I think you should
I see
definitely,
that on daily, so that makes me happy.
yeah.
But I got little nitpicky things, and I'm a little weirdo about stuff. So
Everybody's a little weird. Yeah, but yeah, man, you just gotta make sure you start thinking about shit like that. Um, Obviously, it's a little weird here. I put probably a little weird here from somebody who's already out, or because I
no,
mean,
good.
yeah, I dealt with my own things, and I was just in for 4 years, and I've had a few people who have dealt with their own things that have been on here, and I think planning before you get out is definitely important. It helps, um, and getting ready to get in a different sort of mentality, kind of.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, of course. And again, I want to thank you for being on here and talking about your experiences and everything. I appreciate it. Um, I'm sure you got some shit going on, but again, thanks for sharing your experience, man. Is there anything else that you want to say to Marines, veterans of all sorts? Anything you got for them?
Stay motivated.
All right, brother. Take it easy, all right?
Bye, bud.
Peace.